Hello again. Today I'm going to show you how to do this. Turn your smartphone into a VR headset comparable to the Oculus CV1. Okay, to begin we're going to go ahead and install Steam. We're going to be using Steam VR with Nolo Home, so you do need a Steam account. So let's go ahead and just get that installed. Okay, English, boom, boom, boom. One thing I want to say about this is Nolo needs to do updates, Steam needs to do updates, some of the downloads do take a while, but the actual setup portions itself usually takes about 10 minutes. It's also worth noting at this time that the phone requirements, I've gotten this to work on a Galaxy S6. Anything below that, I couldn't get this to work, so it needs to be at least the specs of a Galaxy S6 or above. Okay, so I already have an account, so I'm going to go ahead and get logged in. My dual authentication on the phone. Now to start, I'm going to download three things. I'm going to download Steam VR. Which is about 5 gigs, so as you can, well, this, yeah. So it's 5 gigs, so it's going to take a little while. I'm also going to download AirCar, because that's the demo I want to use, because that works with the controller, and it can work with this as well, or it should. And it's free, so it checks all the boxes. Now you can download Nolo Home from here, but the updater is extremely slow when running through Steam. I'm not sure why, but it took like 5 hours just to do a couple megabyte update through Steam. I don't know if it's doing multiple hops between Steam and Nolo or if it's because it's from a different country. I am not sure. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to download Nolo Home from the site for Windows. That way it's not limited to Steam and it should work a little better. So while those are downloading, just so we have less of that. Alright, down, down. So we're going to go Windows. We want the universal version, I believe. Let's see, supporting cardboard glass plus mobile phone. Yep, okay, so we want the universal version. Download now. Okay, open that, unzip it. I'm just going to drag it to the desktop for now. Okay. Let's get Nolo installed on the PC. Sure, why not? Sure, why not? Create a desktop. Okie dokie. Next. Yes. I do not want to launch it yet because I want to set up the phone first. Okay, so it is still downloading Steam VR. So let's go ahead and move over to the phone side of things. Now, this is sometimes a little tricky because I was able to get it installed a while back using this method, but it doesn't seem to work today. It might just be something that's down. You can scan the QR code and get the download to the phone that way. However, I was having issues with this recently, so I'm going to go ahead and visit the site on the phone itself, and then download it and install it on the phone. And I'm going to show you that right now. Okay, just because I couldn't get the capture working properly, I'm just going to do it this way. So I'm going to nolovr.com. Let's switch this to the English version. Go to Nolo Home. Go to Android app. and downloads. Allow for storage. Downloading Nolo Home. Okay, let's go ahead and open it. Change that in settings. Allow from this source. Install. And done. Let's go back to the main screen of the phone. You have Nolo Home right there. Okay, let's go back to the computer and see how that's doing. Okay, so Steam VR is installed. Let's go ahead and launch the test. This is just going to see how your machine does. I'll fast forward to go to the end real quick here. Okay, good news is my current system and setup passes with flying colors. Again, right now I'm using what's listed, but I have done this method on an older machine. Okay, and with that said, right now what we're going to do is plug up the Xbox 360 controller, and then we're going to load Nolo Home on the phone. So Nolo is loaded on the phone. It's a real quick, easy, hit the button, allow all settings, etc. And let's go ahead and load it on here. Okay, so what's really cool is since they're both on the same Wi-Fi, it already picked up the phone. Inaccurate height, next, next, enter into guide. Okay. Did I seriously install the performance test and not Steam VR itself? It looks like I did. Wow, that was a silly mistake. Well, you know, you get distracted when you're trying to put these videos together sometimes, so yeah, my bad. We'll get Steam VR installed and go from there. Okay, so the best settings that I've noticed is you go to user guide, you select cardboard, and then you select other. So then it assumes that it's just a standard Google Cardboard setup. You go to next, it'll make sure you meet some requirements. It also has like the least requirements needed. Go to next, boom, boom, and then we're gonna go gamepad or keyboard and mouse. Next, and then we connect, and that's it. You're done. And then we test it. Obviously, the headset and the controller need to show up down here. You may have to mess with the settings and mess with your controller to get that to pick up. Let's go ahead and try that. It says move your controller to wake it up. Oh, there it goes. Okay. I guess it actually fell asleep. Holy cow. Okay. It's a wired controller that fell asleep. Standby mode, right? All right. Once your headset shows up and your controller sets up, you're good to go. Okay, as it stands right now, we got Steam VR on the phone itself. And it picked up the headset, and it picked up the controller. So now that we're in this part, let's try to load up AirCar. Okay, so yeah, this actually looks pretty well. I mean, obviously you're going to get better look and feel on standard headsets like the Oculus Quest 2, sorry, Meta Quest 2, or Pico 4, or whatever headset you have. But this is a great starter. This is a great way to see, hey, this might be for me, or hey, I want something cooler. I want hand tracking and things of that nature. Also, keep in mind, if you do this method, you can use the 360 Connect and the Xbox One Connect as free motion tracking, and you can use it in things like VR chat and things like that. There's also Driver for VR on Steam. I think it's like 15 to 20 bucks, which turns your webcam into motion tracking that can be used in VR chat. Now, if you're looking to play things like Half-Life Alyx with these types of methods, it's a little more difficult because you essentially need to turn 3-degree devices into 6-degree devices, which makes it very difficult to play. But yeah, for anything that uses a controller or 3-degree motion, You can even use your Wii remotes for things like that if you have any old Wii remotes. I know the technology I'm talking about is pretty old. You have Nintendo Wii, which has some VR capability with the controllers. You have the Xbox 360 Kinect, which has motion tracking capability. So this is all older console hardware. But then again, we are trying to... Whoa, that's making me sick. Okay, I did not take a Dramamine this morning. But yeah, so this works. And I would suggest starting off with AirCar because it's pretty lightweight by today's standards, and it will give you the full idea of if this is fully working. So yeah, that's it. I hope this worked out for you, and I hope that this updated tutorial from I think it was 7 or 8 years ago now. Trinus is a little outdated, so I would highly suggest trying Nolo Home or just paying for Ivory VR or IVRY, Ivory. As those do seem to work still, and Ivory is very easy to set up, whereas Nolo is a little tricky. You're doing a lot of back and forth. But as long as it detects, and as long as it detects the phone and the controller, you can do this through Wi-Fi, you can do this through the cable. I find that Wi-Fi is just easier. You put it on the same network as your computer, and you should be good to go. All right, until next time, have a great one.